Am I crazy? Am I crazy? All right, don't answer that. Don't answer that. But am I crazy to think this might be a controversial topic, right? But am I crazy to think that in order to have any type of relationship with any type of relationship, business, personal, romantic, whatever, there should be some type of ROI. For those who aren't familiar with the financial term ROI, return on investment. Wait, can't we just be friends to be friends? I don't know about that because from what I have noticed in all of these years that I've walked the earth is that when there isn't an investment and a return on your investment into whatever type of relationship, that's when problems start to creep up. And especially when one side feels that their investment is much greater than the other side's investment, than the other party's investment, that's when issues start to come up. So two ways issues come up, right? When one side is investing a lot more than the other side, and when both sides have no investment and they are just sitting there for the sake of being there, no value added either way. And then that's when all the little talking and nitpicking and all that little stuff gets into the way for, and this is for any type of friendship, relationship, whatever. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Should there be a benefit to being friends, to any type of, to, should there be a benefit associated with relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, romantic relationships? You put the relationship, should there be some type of return on investment, right? So that's what we're talking about today. Let's jump into this episode of Candid Conversation, hosted by yours truly, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. All right, so I don't know. Let me know. Let me like. I'm first. Let's start off with this, right? You might have to leave two comments on this video. The first comment: what do you think initially, right? Do you think I'm off? Do you think that we should not put a value on our friendships and our relationships and they should just be off the feelings or off the vibes? Or should all relationships have some type of value, some type of reciprocal tariff on there? Should you scratch my back and I scratch your back? Or we're just gonna wing it and we're just cool. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So what I've noticed, right, and this is like from personal experience, from observations, when relationships, and this could be like people who are best friends since high school, and then things just change as the value add changes. When someone feels that either you're not you're not helping me grow, you're not adding value, then you know, and it's not that separation starts, but thinking, having, I don't know, having some type of feelings about the relationship, the person, it just starts to change. So what what I'm wondering is, if we do not have some type of, I mean, let's put it frank, should it be some type of contractual relationship? A lot of people would like to say, well, a friendship isn't like a job, friendship isn't work and stuff like that. But guess what? You are more inclined to show up and perform for your job than you are for your friends. I mean, now some people they will crash out for their friends and they will not show up for work, which to me that's absolutely crazy. But what I'm thinking is that with a job, right? You are like, you're under some sort of contract, right? You're under some sort of contract with your job. You have some type of understanding, and because of that, you show up to work, you do your job. Some people better than others, some people worse than others, but you still show up, you do your job. They pay you for doing what you agreed to do. All right, and if they feel that they're not getting their return on investment, maybe you're always late, maybe you take long lunches, maybe you leave early, who knows what it might be, right? Maybe you're just not getting your job done. They're going to say, all right, look, You are not adding enough value into this company for us to continue paying you. So we are going to go our own ways. We're going to separate. So I asked myself, okay, well, if that's the case for a business, why is that not the case for any other type of relationship, any other type of friendship, whatever? If we are not adding value, if we're not adding value into the people that we are around, the people that we deal with, the people who depend on us and rely on us, if we're not adding value, then why are we there? In the same lens, if they are not adding value into our lives, then why are they there in our lives? I think that's a fair question. Why is that a fair question? Because idle hands and idle minds. I had a video about that maybe a couple of months ago. Idle hands and idle minds are the devil's playground. That is where we get into lots and lots of trouble. And it's like I just it's hard for me to take the side of, well, we are friends because we are friends. No, I believe that we should be friends because there is some type of mutual benefit. And I do believe that as friends, the longer that a friendship goes on, credit builds up, right? And with that credit, you are willing to stick through with a person, a friend, a group of friends a lot longer than you would be with somebody that you just met. You know, credit. Do you have a friendship credit score? I think that's a new thing. We should have we should assign a credit score to our friends, because if you have a friend with a low friendship credit score, I think we need to reassess why are we actually friends with this person? If they take a lot more out of the relationship than they bring, like I said, it should be reciprocal. And sometimes you might have a friend that is going through hard times, and based on their friendship credit score, then it's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be there because they have been there for me. But if it's always one way where you always have to be there for somebody else, and when you need something, it's like the Sahara Desert. It's all sand, it's all dusty, it's all dry. Nobody is there to stand up for you, to help you in your time of need. Then what is even the purpose of having that friend? And don't get me wrong, because a lot of people might think, oh, this sounds like it's all like monetary value. No, this has nothing to do with money, right? It's about growth. Are your friends helping you to grow? Are your friends helping you to get better? Are you helping your friends to grow? Are you helping your friends to get better? If the answer is no, then are you even really friends? Some people, they consider themselves friends because they just sit around, they like to gossip, and they like to just to talk and listen to. Maybe that's the added value, that you have somebody to listen to you whine and complain and run and support you in your victim Olympics. For me, I can't do that. Like I see that the way that I see it is that we need to help each other grow. We need to help each other win, and it is not like I I despise. I think I said before, I am allergic to complaining and to whining and to moaning. Like, what are we gonna do about it? Everything is in your control. I've heard it said before, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. But a lot of times I see people take it with, life is 90% of what happens to you, and then the 10% of how they react. And either way, whether it's the 90% of how they react or the 10% how they react poorly, and they have the results to show it. So so the way that I always try to maneuver and navigate is like, all right, where are we going? Where are we going? What is our goal? And if I had this conversation the other day, someone had some bad news, right? They had some bad news and they were like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? and they could not answer the question. And that frustrated the hell out of me. Like, I want to know, what are you going to do when you receive bad news, when things are not going your way? What do you want to do? And when people cannot make a decision to answer it, I'm like, all right, why are we like, why are you talking to me? I'm the type of person that, if you are going to tell me how bad something is, then you are telling me because you are looking for a solution. If you're not looking, if you are telling me just for me to listen to your problems, I I don't have the time for that. Honestly, to be frank, I don't have the care for that. I it's just me. I maybe I'm very like, maybe I'm mean for that. Maybe I'm mean, but there are what, 8 billion people in the earth. Just because this one little person here, me, moi, doesn't care, that doesn't mean that there aren't 8 other billion people in the world who might care to listen to. You know what? I'm not a therapist. Let's put it like this: I am not a therapist. I'm not a therapist. All right. I have things to do. So when people come to me, when friends come to me, and they're like, "Oh, this is happening, that's happening, that's happening," I'm like, "All right, do you want a solution? If not, then I would rather not be told about it. But if you are looking for a solution, fine, let's go. Let's figure something out." So let's go with this. Right here's my question. Here's my question: Should we have friendship contracts? Is that a crazy thought? Should we have what's a friendship contract? So in my mind, a friendship contract would be where we have an agreement of what is, like, we're laying out the terms of our friendship. It sounds weird, right? Because, like, how would you get to the point of laying out the terms of a friendship if you're not even friends yet? Maybe you have that. Maybe you have that. Maybe that's one of your. Maybe when you meet somebody and you're like, "Hey, you know, here are the conditions of being friends with me. Take it or leave it. I am solution based. I am goal oriented. I I work hard. Do you, this is the value that I'm looking to bring into the people. This is the value that I bring into the people who are in my life. And this is the value that I'm looking to get out of the people who are in my life. And if you're not with it, if that's not for you, then, we can be acquaintances. I can say hello when I see you, but I am not going to be dedicating a lot of time to you or your success because you're not willing to dedicate a lot of time to you or your success. So then why should I be invested? And you can lay it all out right there in because here's what happens. A lot of people, they go with the vibes and they try to see what, they just go with it, and then months go down, years go down, where all these years, all these months, all these years of friendship, it just leads to so much drainage, so much, so that if you're like, you know what, this you should be. Should you do friendship check-ins? Should you do friendship one-on-ones? And this is all the stuff that we do in corporate, right? We have one-on-ones, we have evaluations, we have yearly annual evaluations. Should you evaluate it? What value, and you should ask yourself, what value did I bring to the people that I'm close with? Let's say you have 5 close friends. What value did I bring to these friends? What value did they bring to me? You know, was it needs improvement? Was it meets expectations? Was it um, you know exceeds expectations? Was it exceptional? How, how are we putting a value on our relationships? Is it to our benefit or is it to our detriment? And guess what, just thinking about it now, it might lead to a lot less stress, a lot more focus, a lot more getting things done. I'm trying to be intentional now with the where I spend my time, who I spend my time with, so that I'm like, all right, what are we working on? What are our ideas? What is our growth project perspective? I want to grow. I want to learn. Every 6 months, I come across somebody new, and I'm like, all right, let's see what the opportunities are for us to grow and work together. And I've said this before, I do not have any issue, any issue letting things go, letting people go, looking for. I was thinking about this earlier today before I made this video, right? Let's say you have 5 friends, and there's a saying, there's a thought that goes, the person you are is the sum of the 5 people that you have around you who are closest to you, right? And so then I'm wondering, right, in the pecking order, in the value on a friendship, relationship, whatever type of relationship, business, personal, romantic, whatever spectrum, where do you want to be in that spectrum? Do you want to be the person at the top, or do you want to be the person at the bottom, or do you want to be the person in the middle? And I thought about that. I'm like, you know what? If it was like, I think the right spot should always be the person in the middle. Why is that? Like, why don't you want to be at the top? Well, the reason that I personally wouldn't want to be at the top, that I would prefer to be like right in the middle. I'd like to be like the number 3 spot in my friendship group, is because I wouldn't have the expectation, and I wouldn't want it either, that the 2 people that are above me to have a friendship. Maybe they know each other, but not necessarily have a close friendship with the 2 people under me, right? I would want whatever position that you find yourself in, right? You should be in the middle. And this is just me mining this out, right? With the friendship contract, and this is the value that we're looking to bring, all that, right? But the person in the middle, let's say I am in the middle, the 3rd spot, right? There's 2 under me, 2 above me. I get a lot of value as I try to add value to the 2 above me, and I give a lot of value to the 2 below me as they add value to me as well. Maybe not as much as I'm able to add to them, but that's okay because I'm getting that value from the 2 above me. But the 2 above me, let's say the first person at the very top, I would expect that person to be in the middle of their 5 so that they can add value to the 2 below them, meaning me and the person under. But they're also getting value from the 2 above them, and that's it just keeps growing that way, you know? And that way that value add is always there, you know? um and that leads to continuous growth, because all the way from like wherever, however far it goes, there is some value that's being brought down all the way to the bottom. But having that close, that grouping, that tight grouping, that you can scale up and down as necessary, and the value that you're getting from the person at the top of your 5, you can also share that value to the bottom of the 5, and the person at the bottom of the 5, they have their 5 that they're adding value to, and it's reciprocal, and everyone is benefiting, everyone is winning in that aspect. I think that we need to be more intentional with our friendships, our relationships, all of that. We need to be more thoughtful, we need to be more considerate in growth. I have never been one to, and maybe I had when I was like a teenager, right? But as you grow, you see how much more valuable that your time is, that your mind is, and you want to use it to be great for yourself, for your family, and for those that you come in contact with. But it's not going to happen if we are just, being, or if we're not being intentional. If we're just sitting around twiddling our thumbs, staring at people, listening to problems that are not in need of a solution. I think that is a recipe for disaster. So for me, I think that whenever, there should be relationships with benefits. Any type of relationship that you have, there should be some type of benefit to it. And like I said earlier, it's not necessarily money. It could be someone who is supporting you in other stuff. I don't know, like whatever it is that you find value in. But you also need to be able to add that value, similar, equal, or a little bit more value, whatever it is. But I'm really thinking we need to do these one-on-ones. We need to do these annual reviews, these mid-year reviews. I don't know. I'm a big person that if it works for corporate, then why can we not translate it to corporations? They work a lot better than personal relationships. So are we able to learn from and glean from the way that the corporate structure works so that we can enhance and make our relationships better? I think one of the reasons that we shy away from it is because corporate is so formal and we don't want to have a formal relationship with the people who are close to us. But then that leads to so many issues, to dissent, to fighting, to attacking. And for me, it is just not worth it. I would rather have a structured friendship and relationship than a wild and chaotic one where everything is always a mess. All right, that's my thoughts. Anyways, let me know if you am I just yapping? Am I crazy, or does that make sense? I'm not sure. These were just some thoughts that I had on how I can add value into the people's lives that I'm close to, and how they should also be looking for and willing to add value into my life as well, so that we can help each other grow, we can help each other win, we can help each other run it up. All right. Let me know your thoughts. Drop me a comment on this video. I am so curious. Let's talk about it. Am I off? Am I off here, or do I make perfect sense, or is it a mix? Let me know how you handle it, and if you would be willing to add a more formal structure to your relationships, whatever type of relationship it is. All right. But with that being said, I am going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Candid Conversations, hosted by your truly tech coach, Ralph, where we're engineered to win. Do me a favor. A couple of things, right? If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification so you know every time we go live and drop new content, as well as techcoachralph.dev. Sign up today, get access to exclusive content, the Tech Coach Ralph Discord. We're going to be doing different interviews, different meetups. Just last week, I uploaded the first part of the federal work meetup that Magnetar took us through, where he was sharing how to sign up for USA jobs and how to look for jobs on there. I'm going to be putting part 2 up next week, where he is diving deeper into like the pay scales and all that good stuff. So definitely want to check that out. I do have another interview that I'm going to be doing in there as well, on, from people in tech and how they manage doing tech and content creation. So many good things. Another thing, I created this form. I am working on, like you guys have seen on the large language model show, the AI content creation assistant that I created. I am looking to expand that and to make it a more, so that other people can use it. So I have created a questionnaire, and the link will be in the description as well as pinned to the top of the Premiere chat. If you can take that questionnaire if you complete it, I have a special offer for you at the end, what you'll get a link to that special offer. So please, if you're a content creator, please if you're interested in becoming a content creator, please fill it out. It should take you about 3 minutes at the most. Fill it out, get access to the special gift that I'm giving you, and let's run it up together, right? But with that being said, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. A wonderful, wonderful Monday. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
In a world full of takers, I'm done playing nice. Gave my heart to the wreckage, but they all roll the dice. Helping hands, they just spit, so I cut the string. Let them drown in the lessons, they don't want the sting. Let them die, let them burn, watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them burn, watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. Back one day. I've been full of the love and the nurture they seek, but tough love's a crime to the weak and the meek. Flip the switch, now I'm walking away from the grind. I'm paving my path, leave them lost if they're blind. It's not my job to carry, let them stand tall. Let them go, let them burn, watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. It's my job to carry, let them stand tall. Go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. So walk on by, let them face their own plight. This season's for you, go ahead, claim your life. Oh, 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 let you learn on their own, on their own. They'll go back one day. Oh, oh. One day. Let them go, let them go, let them